Hi, welcome to another video. This is Darren from EnglishTuition.org and I'm the English tutor. Today let's talk about a very interesting question. Should parents engage in teaching their children? Now, of course, my first thought about this question is that parents should be actively involved, right, in the child's learning, and the more attention they can give to a child, the better it is, because the child is going to get the vibes that the parents really care about them, and as a result they become more interested in their own studies, right? Because it's always nice to have people care about you and care about the results, care about how you're doing, care about your progress. That's better than having parents who are too busy and who have no time for them and who do not care about them. So if they feel that nobody is caring about them, then they may find it hard to be motivated, right, to want to do well in their academic pursuits, right? After all, even if I do well, who cares? My parents are not around, they are busy at work, they do not have time, they do not even care, or they do not even look at me when I present them with my report cards, right? And so that takes away the reason for them to do well in their studies. Okay, so but having said that, right, having an interest in their learning is very different from doing formal teaching. Okay, because anyone who have gone through teaching before knows that teaching is an endeavor that requires very specific skills. That's the reason why we have trained teachers in school, right? And the 2 to 3 years that our local school teachers go through is nothing compared to what some of the first world countries out there, right? They actually spend a lot more time training their teachers, and the reason they are doing that is because teaching itself is a very demanding job. Okay, and it is understandable that many Singaporean parents do not have the time, right, to teach their children, to just sit down with them, okay, and go through the work with them and to teach them, right? So let's talk a little bit about the process of the teaching, right? So when you want to try to teach a child, first of all, you have to troubleshoot. Okay, where are the problem areas? Okay, is the child concentrating? Is he learning? If he's not, what is hampering him? What are the obstacles? How can we work to overcome these obstacles? That is before you even sit down to teach the child. So when you sit down to teach a child, of course, some of these issues, they do surface, okay, and then you have to try and work with them and overcome them along the way, all right? And after that, okay, then there's the transfer of content, right? How do you explain certain concepts, certain ideas to the children in a way that they understand, right? Which words do you use? Okay, very often this is where we make a lot of mistakes, because from where we are coming from, the concepts that we are trying to explain are very easy. Okay, and we forget that for a little child, okay, for them to learn the same content, it is very challenging for them. So we have to lower down and be very careful with the words that we choose, and explain it in a way that they can understand. Okay, and after that, children, when you explain things to them, they will just nod their head. Yes, yes, I understand. And sometimes it's worse when a parent is doing the teaching, because just imagine, small little kid, a strict father doing the teaching, okay, and then the father asks, do you understand what I'm teaching you? So you can see right away, right, that the child is going to say yes no matter what, right, because here is the strict father, right, facing me. So if I'm going to say no, then maybe I'm going to appear stupid, or my father is going to get angry. Okay, so then they may not give the honest feedback, okay, that the teacher needs to correct the problem. Okay, and so sometimes that's where the soft skills come into play. All right, to give the child the opportunity to give honest feedback, okay, to build up the trust with the child, so that they are not afraid to come forward and tell you their problems. Okay, and even then, okay, even from my own observations, even teachers with very good soft skills, okay, have problems trying to get kids to come clean with them when they are facing problems and difficulties. Okay, and because most of the time, if we choose not to face the problem, right, it's just so much easier. Okay, we just run away from the problem, we just avoid the problem. It's just so much easier from having to deal with the issues that are at hand. Okay, but it is precisely why, okay, that we must put in the effort to try and overcome these obstacles that will lead to effective learning. Okay, that will make a difference in the learning. Okay, because we are actively trying to tackle these problems, whereas those children who continue to run away from their problems will stay kind of stagnant in their learning. Okay, and they are not moving forward. And this is an ongoing process. Okay, and it's just a part and parcel of learning, right? So yes, back to the questions. Should parents engage in teaching? I think you have the answer to that by now. I think if you have the time and the skills to do the teaching effectively, by all means, do the teaching on your own, because the more time a child spends on a subject, logically speaking, he will do better, as long as you're doing it right and not doing it in a way that kills the interest of the child, right? And if not, at least be able to take an active interest in the progress of the child. Just ask, how are you doing? Are you learning? How are you enjoying the lessons in school? And I mean, questions like this, and make sure that you show sincere interest, because children are very sharp, okay, and they are able to detect, right, if you are just pretending, right? For example, you are reading the newspaper or watching the TV, and then you just ask some patronizing questions. The kids know, and they're very smart, right? So be sincere, take an active interest in the child's learning, and I think you will see your child making much faster progress. Alright, that's all I have for you in this video. Hope you've enjoyed the content. Remember to give it a thumbs up. If you like the video, give it a thumbs down. And if you have enjoyed some of the content that I've been doing, that I've been putting up, in fact, I've been putting up content on a pretty regular basis in recent times. Just follow the channel or follow one of my Facebook page, which I will leave somewhere in the description below. And I will see you around. Thanks. Bye.